But they were just brought here just for you to have a general idea of how this would be. I want you to imagine that originally, most of the vessels have been discovered like this, covered with soil, so it took them many, many months also to put all the pieces together and clean them. What is really interesting, you can see different types of vessels for wine, for water, the big ones with the big openings for cereals or anything that they would like to store. The really small ones with the really narrow openings, those are for scented oils, perfumes, in order not to evaporate really, really easily. And what is really interesting for me is that apart from the color of the decoration every time, you can realize that you have different color of clay. I'm not referring to the decoration, but the material itself. Why is that? We know, for example, that in Macedonia, or maybe the most typical example is Athens, that the clay coming from Athens has this red color that you see. This is the color of iron because it contains lots of iron in it. But for example, on the other side of the workshop, you can see a vessel with one handle looking quite yellow. Why was that? Because, for example, we know that the clay coming from Corinth is located in Peloponnese, it's an ancient city in Peloponnese, comes from this area, which means that we're more or less sure that some of the vessels that were found in the area don't come from this area, which means that we're more or less sure that we have economic exchanges of the really important port of Pella with different ports in the eastern part, mainly the eastern part of the Mediterranean basin. Later we're going to see a map, then you will see we know all the names of the cities and the ports and all the people being responsible for the city during that period. Right behind you, you can see the big difference between the vessels that were used in everyday life and the vessels that were used only for decoration, for example. You can see that first of all here we have really, really much clay, much of a better quality, as you can see, which is really discovered in rich houses or big villas, let's say, in the ancient city of Pella. But I'm saying again, most of them were used just for decoration. I mean, I don't want you to really imagine that they would use this type of cup, for example, to drink wine or anything.